Number 46, talk to Gillian without a shield. The whole reason for going to London was to see Gillian Anderson in the play All About Eve. At least that was my whole reason for going to London. On the way to the play, we were in the cab and Molly learned she got a role in her very first full-length feature film. She had spoken to Gillian once before about her acting and was so excited to tell her she got her first movie. We met her after the play and Molly was able to share her news. Gillian was so sweet and excited for her. I hid, as I usually do, behind Molly. We were wrapping up our trip days later, and I kept getting the nagging feeling that I was to go back and talk to Gillian myself, that I would regret not doing it and I may not ever have this chance again. So we went back to the theater after an evening performance and waited to see if she was signing. She was. I was absolutely panicked. I do not like to do this sort of thing. I usually cry. I hate to look like an idiot. I just really wanted to thank her for a video she made about mental health. It was so powerful and I wanted to encourage her. I did. She seemed surprised that I wanted nothing from her, no signature. I just wanted to thank her for using her influence and her story. I was shaking and couldn't even look at her, even though I have talked to her many times. This was just me. This was personal. Sometimes bravery is speaking the truth, even though your voice shakes. Episodes of Broken to Brave are released every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for listening and for joining me on this journey of healing and growth. If you want to go deeper into this story and hear it from a spouse's perspective, my husband and I have a Patreon-only show where we have an extended, behind-the-scenes discussion of every episode, which also posts twice a week. Here's a sample of our latest Patreon-only companion podcast.
You did that math pretty quick.
Number 46 on the list. What's the name of it, though? Let's see. I talked to Gillian without a shield.
Yeah.
Okay, that shield being Molly Grace.
Right.
I don't normally walk around holding a shield, so that's not what it is.
Are you sure?
So whenever I have to meet people, whenever I have to do things, I have a buffer. I have a person with me.
Yes.
I have someone who anchors me and grounds me.
It's not just Molly, but
no, but it's
Molly's
been helpful.
Been born.
Yeah, it's been quite helpful. And not everyone who is my person knows that they're being my person. I have ways of doing it so that people don't necessarily know that they're doing it for me.
I think they might know, but I think I think that you twist them into being your enabler in such a way that you've diluted both of you.
Okay.
But I know that most of your handlers have known pretty quickly, oh, this is my role.
Maybe.
Now, Molly, I don't think knows. I mean, she knows now, but I don't think she knew. And I still think there's a lot of times that you get away with doing stuff that she doesn't know.
I just kind of push her in front of me and I make it all about her. And so the times that we met Gillian, that's often,
right.
What happened was, okay, Molly, you go, you wanted to talk to her, you go ahead. And then I might slip something in there. Like when I had to tell her about the book, when I thanked her for writing the book.
Right.
I still had Molly as my buffer.
She was your human shield. Yes.
This was terrifying because I literally had to walk up there alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't have her in front of me or next to me or whatever. You guys were behind me and I had to walk up there alone and say what I came to say.
Yes. And it
was God awful terrifying.
Right.
And there are
pictures. It's like
there are people
storm.
documented some of the
I did, remember?
Yeah, but there were also I'd be like when I go in, if I go on Instagram or certain places or like every so often I'll be like, oh my God, wait a second, that's Molly and I talking to Gillian, like it's just online.
After that first time you met them, David and Gillian, that was pretty funny because Molly had that bell dress on.
Yeah, and then later in London, she had the really colorful poncho.
And it was so funny because we'd be on Instagram and it kept popping up. We're like, oh my God, it's another picture where Molly is right there talking to him and you're standing there.
Yeah.
You didn't have a bright yellow bell dress on, though.
Oh, hell no.
So it doesn't stand out quite as much.
I wear black. Especially then, I only wore like a black hide. Let me hide. But Molly was wearing in London. To hear the rest of this episode and get other exclusives, become a patron to Broken to Brave at patreon.com. You can also follow my blog at brokentobrave.com for even more insights and engaging content. Links are in the show notes. Broken to Brave is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted and written by me, Martha Southgate. Thank you so much for listening. Now go do something brave.